Okay, if you've got a 70 to 72 Chevelle and you've done some modifications like a chassis or anything else that is fitting a very wide tire and a low stance car, Ironworks has come up with a very nice solution for the inner fender wells in carbon fiber or fiberglass. And Roger's here going to go over the pros of these new pieces that they have available for the public to purchase. Go ahead, Roger.
So here we've got both of our inner fender sets. Neither one of them are drilled because we want you to drill them on the car. So you'd basically get all your sheet metal landed where you want it to be, aligned up and down, hood, everything is working where you want. And then you would sneak up on trying to poke a hole through here and poke a hole through here from the top to locate your top bolts. And then as you move out here, you would work on locating these holes one at a time to get each hole located in there so that so you're not having to move the alignment of your front sheet metal to get it where you want it to be. We offer both of these in either finish. This is the fiberglass finish. This is not just cheap, regular old fiberglass. This is infused fiberglass that's done in the same fashion as the carbon fiber. It's very uniform, as you can see, in its thickness. There's not thick parts and thin parts and all that, all those things that come with cheaper fiberglass. There's not a huge weight savings between the two. These are a little lighter, but not a huge gain in them. So don't feel like you're getting something that's, junk fiberglass. As you go through the reasons for these, your bolts are going to be about right here on the car. And in a typical Chevelle, you're going to taper down to this flange that's going to come through. So as you lower the car, the outside of the tire is going to hit right here. Because typically this would be going like so. And so as you have up travel, the tire is going to hit it if you're trying to run anything substantial. So we've made this go up so that this shape continues because your tire needs to be riding here. And as you turn, it's going to turn here and it's going to turn there. And it goes over the upper control arm mounts, as you'll see in the B-roll footage, is that it accommodates a few different wheelbases depending on what that is. And it also accommodates the ride height of the aftermarket chassis that are lower than your stock chassis. There's the holes that you would have up front here that would attach to the core support. And there's just a really easy way to not have to not run inner fenders if you're trying to get it that low, or just having an incomplete looking engine bay.
And fabrication on fenders like this through a shop, if you're paying hourly rate or you're trying to do something in your garage, is intense. So this simplifies it for a guy that's building his own car or possibly another shop that is looking to just simplify fitting larger tires at a lower ride height.
When we made these fenders before to make the fixture for this and scan them, it took us 40 hours per side because you're dealing with compound curves, you're dealing with getting it into multiple sections, and it would typically take us 40 hours per side to widen and basically build this panel with all this sheet metal shaping, getting all this edge back together, getting all that together. And then you're also usually dealing with, if it's stock, they're usually pretty beat up. And if they're aftermarket, they're very thin because they're stamped overseas and just not real easy to work with. So these here, in that instance, you can easily spend $4,000 just widening one side of the car to get the width and get the shape and everything back in there to put it together, weld it, metal finish it, getting it all nice to put back together.
And they would need the car.
And you would need the car, you would have to do and so it just became more cost conscious to just do these because I can sell you, these are $3,000 for a set currently, and these are $2,000 for a set currently. This is a fourth of the price of what it would take you to do two fenders.
Let's look at them inside the car here and show them, to put in perspective here, what Roger was explaining was typically right here on a factory. So here's your fender. You would be going shallow. It would be a shallow curve across. So this right now has a large, right there, you can see how far up it goes. So that takes care of the ride height for being lower. But then you also have all the scrub radius of the tire moving back and forth inside the fender well as well. So there's just a lot of extra space that's created with these fenders. What tires and wheel combination are you running on your Legacy series to kind of give people an idea?
The Legacy cars are running a 285/35 front tire. They'll typically run a little bit more room in the cars than that, um, as far as the amount of clearance that you have. Usually, the biggest dictating factor is the chassis, because these inner fenders will accommodate a bigger tire than most chassis.
So whether you have a factory chassis or aftermarket chassis, obviously your tire size is going to, width and wheel combination is going to change. So that's something that, you know, you'll have to figure out for yourself. But to current standards right now, this is going to offer the most space available compared to whatever chassis out there on the market.
There's unless you're doing something completely custom, it's going to accommodate all the major manufacturers of tire widths you can put in there. I think SpeedTech, who cobbles it, cobbles out the frame in here to make it thinner, and back there is gonna accommodate the most. You can probably run a 315 or maybe even a 325 front tire on it if you're going to run 18-inch wheels. We typically run a 19-inch front wheel, which is going to take up even more room. And so as we just kind of go through that stuff, that's usually the limiting factor.
Okay.
So we have these in stock. They're typically very expensive to ship. So just, you can contact us and let us know where you're at. A lot of times we've sold quite a few of these to other guys in California that want to come and pick them up here, or we meet them down in Los Angeles when we're down there for other things. There's quite a few things we can do to help accommodate where these ship.
You can find these on the website, Ironworks Speed and Custom. There's a product section of the website, and you can find these, let alone some of the other products that Ironworks is specifically making for these cars. Probably the best way to get a hold of you for any questions that's not already answered on the website or through this video is probably through social media or your email, correct?
Yeah, we just don't answer the phone. If you leave a message, we'll call you back. We just get inundated with a ton of sales calls and just things that really aren't meant for us, and we find it more effective to just be focusing on building the cars and developing new products than to do that. If you send us an email, we will get right back to you within an hour or two.
Okay, so carbon fiber, and you also have the optional fiberglass option as well. Again, thanks for watching, and if you got any questions, feel free to contact us. And these are available for a 70 to 72 Chevelle body currently right now. Thanks for watching.